Olá, bem-vindos ao Minuto Lean by Lean Everywhere. Começamos mais uma jornada do Lean pelo mundo. Hoje temos o prazer de trazer um especialista da América do Norte, dos Estados Unidos, que vai falar para a gente um pouco sobre o Lean, sobre as experiências e vai dividir um pouco de ideias com a gente aqui no nosso canal. Milton, te convido aí para introduzir o nosso convidado e vamos em frente.
Bom, obrigado, Rosemir. Hi, Richard. Thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure to meet with you and to learn from you. And today we will ask you to discuss about Lean in terms of Lean manufacturing and the Lean healthcare. Firstly, I would like to ask you to introduce yourself and then we can continue, okay?
Okay, hello guys. My name is Richard Gradzicki. My personal and professional experience covers 10 years with the Lear company, building car seats and responsible for the manufacturing lines. Then I joined Ford. I worked for Ford for 25 years, where I spent half the time in manufacturing, being responsible for manufacturing steel fuel tanks for different vehicles at Ford. I held the building superintendent position. That was 3 years. Then I moved back to manufacturing and held the, so to speak, closed the steel fuel tank assemblies because Ford was going switch to plastics. For the last 10 years, I spent my time with lean manufacturing engineering, and I held the various positions from the lean manufacturing specialist to lean manufacturing manager, and I was responsible for not only US specialists, but specialists in Brazil, specialists in Mexico, as well as the specialists in US. So as you can see, my background is pretty diverse. I held various positions, and I enjoyed my last 10 years because especially I could sell my experience and sell my knowledge to the suppliers, especially to the weak suppliers who have troubles setting up the lean principles in their factories. So that was really exciting for me, as well as training people and making them effective and seeing the results that they deliver. So that was my majority portion of the professional career with Ford. And I tell you, I'm very happy. Ford treated me very well.
And we are thankful because this was the last 10 years was the opportunity that we had to learn and to work with you. That was a great experience for us too. And this is the reason that we asked you to join us today. And we can start discussing about the opportunities that you had to apply the lean manufacturing. And we would like to hear from you the special cases that you had the opportunity to apply lean and to break some paradigms and to learn also with the suppliers. Can you tell us some opportunities that you had more experience with the suppliers in terms of difficulties and paradigms that you have to break from?
Yeah, I think I have a good one. My first visit to Brazil and our visit to the company who was manufacturing harnesses for the vehicle, for Ford vehicles. This was a very exciting visit because I had new specialists with me from Brazil, and we had the purchasing, we had the STA engineer, we had the buyer, and the paradigm in this was that we had to sell what we do to the plant first. And the resistance was kind of overwhelming from the top management. But as we were doing the exercises, and walking the floor and developing the value stream map, the bill of the process for the supplier, they started seeing the value add in what we do. They started recognizing us. They started contributing to what we do, and they started developing their own ideas, which we implemented in the bill of process and made it much more desirable from the aspect of how can we get better. And that was, I think, one of the wake-up calls for me, that not every supplier is pleasant. But we came through it, we managed, we showed them the opportunities, and we implemented them, and it worked very well for both sides. Not only for, what was the name of the company that we visited? Was it clear?
No,
Yazaki.
Yazaki. Yes.
Okay, that was Yazaki, and Yazaki went on to good implemented actions that delivered cost savings to them as well as Ford Motor Company. That was challenging, but it was very well rewarded for everybody.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I remember that we applied the bill of process with the whole team in the room. We put the paper on the wall and we started to discuss every step of the operations, their operations in terms of quantity of operators and the main constraint operation. It was a great way to start to discuss about the work balance. And from that, we found some opportunities in terms of the work balance and in terms of constraints improvements.
That was perfect. When we started it, they didn't understand what we were doing.
Yeah,
but then
exactly.
when you went to the floor, came back, we started throwing the ideas, current state, what can we do differently? You started seeing engagement from the management.
Yeah.
They would come with the solutions, when they would talk amongst themselves. They would talk amongst us, and then we would develop the common practice solution for their issues. So that was really eye-opening for me, that even if you go to the plan that may be a little resistant with people skills, you can attract people to your process and get them involved and show them that it makes the really good value add process.
Yeah, yes, a good point, Richard. We can see, and you just talk about that, the diversity of cultures that you have faced during your career, like in Brazil, in Mexico, maybe Canada, all around US. Can you tell us a little bit, when you face difficulties doing with people that I know, and you just state one, how can you better broken the paradigms, as Milton said? How can you deal with people? How important is to get the team together, and how?
Yeah, from my personal experience, the first thing to do is you try to understand where you're going, what kind of people you're going to see, what kind of people you're going to interface with. You can't just come in and start saying, we're going to implement lean manufacturing and we got to do A, B, C, D, and that's it. No, you have to let everybody know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how to do it, and how you get people engaged. That way, when you open up your tools, when you show them what you do, and by the way, you teach them how to do it, they will embrace you, regardless of the region, regardless of the culture. But one thing I always learn, you need to respect the culture.
That's good.
The culture is very critical. You have to respect the culture, the country that you are in. If you try to bulldozer through the supplier, it's not going to work. Everybody needs to cooperate, and it goes both ways. We are there to help them, to help us, but we need to help them in a real manufacturing production, because they are the ones who have the issues. We have the knowledge and tools to help them. But if they don't help us, it's going to be much more difficult for us to help them.
Sounds good.
Exactly. And you remember what Charles used to say, that the people helps the world that they help to build. Charles always used to say that to us. So we should get the people engaged with us always, not only the top management, but the people that are in the shop floor working the machines, because they knows better. We
Oh,
used to say
exactly.
that, yes, we used to say that we are not specialists in terms of the manufacturing. We used to support our customers to use the lean tools in the best way that can help them do the things better.
Well, who else knows how to produce the product better than the operators?
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
touch the product every day. They do the same thing every day. They
Yeah.
can improve, and they probably improving most of the manufacturing to their own ability, but they don't communicate that. And that's the biggest issue that suppliers have. Communication is very important between the management and the manufacturing floor. And that's why when we were doing our exercises and projects with the suppliers, we were always greeting manufacturing employees, and we were treating everybody the same, regardless of plant manager or janitor. Everybody was crucial for the plant, and everybody had their say. And that's why lean manufacturing is important to carry on the improvements throughout the process.